Hey everyone, Ferret here. You might be, if you're already subscribed to this channel, you might be going,
wait a minute, who are you?
Well, the music videos you may have already seen, the We Shall Sail Together, Stitcher's Lament. I'm the guy behind the scenes who did those videos. So filming, the editing, and some of the prop building, though I had help with some of that. But I wanted to start a new series on this channel. I've rebranded the channel a bit to kind of cover more of like the behind the scenes as well as the finished videos and stuff. We do plan to do some more, at least. There's a couple in the pipeline, but we also have aspirations to go to Dragonsteel 2024, which is Brandon Sanderson's convention for his publishing company. If you've never heard of it, we've been reading through the Stormlight archive series, which I'm a huge fan of. I've already finished all the books, but going to this convention when the fifth book in this arc will release, which is kind of like a big deal for the series, there's going to be a lot of people in attendance if we can manage to go as well. And most of them will probably be dressed up in costume or something pertaining to the books. And I had the idea to do a costume myself, and that's what this is gonna be. Learning how to build it. I'm not like much of a cosplayer. I mean, I've dabbled in it a little here and there, and I've watched plenty of channels. I mean, I follow SKS Props and Kami Cosplay and, you know, some of the other mainline channels. I'm probably going to be using a lot of their tutorials to figure out how I'm going to do things myself, but I have already started the project to some degree. So the book has a thing called shard plate. It's something worn by a number of the main characters, as well as some of the side characters. It's a type of armor. It's fully encasing, it form fits to the wearer, it has all kinds of properties, makes you strong, it can withstand any weapon except a special class that's counter to it, you know, all the stuff. But I wanted to build my own. So Brandon Sanderson's books have a physics-based magic system, and in this there are different groups. Think along the lines of like Green Lantern. All the different lantern colors have different abilities. So on one of his websites, he has a personality test. I went ahead and took that test, and I am a windrunner. Yeah, or whatever, something like that. It's more like, it's kind of like, whatever. But that being said, my armor that I want to do will be based off of the class that I got, Windrunner. They have their own glyph. One of the main characters has his own subgroup within that group. So I might be making some homages to both of these things in my own version of it. But as far as the books go, to my knowledge, there's only one canon image to reference for this costume, which is, I've really just picked hard mode, honestly, to be my first serious go at this. So, first things first, I need my own reference images for what I want to do in the end. So I have to make that.
All right, so first things first, here is the image that comes from the books. So this is sketches done of shard plate by an in-book character. So first step I got to do with it is take it into Photoshop, break down the image into its individual parts, all these different types of shard plate. And what I'm doing right here is kind of identifying what are the unique design elements of each of these pieces of armor, so I can kind of have a better idea of what I need to design for my own custom armor. So they all seem to have variations in the helmet, shoulder pads, elbow pads, knee pads, and they each have a unique type of scale. So some have hexagons, some have teardrops, some have roof tiles. So I'm basing my design off of the Windrunner glyph, which is this blue image on the left there. So it has like a center high spike, two outer spikes, and then there's a couple high points in between. So that's the design element I want to try to carry throughout the design I'm making. So with the helmet, I put a high center spike with two spikes on either edge outside of that, so 5 in total. And then with the scale armor, I wanted it to have a V shape when it's overlapping to kind of follow that design element of a contouring in line. So this upside down, well, not upside down, but this bell shape kind of achieved that pattern. So, and here, why reinvent the wheel? We already have the design. I can take that and then kind of customize mine over top of it. So I'm just cleaning up the workspace here so I can do my own design now. And now here in this, I've already done the helmet, again, center line, and then those kind of mirroring lines on the outside edge. So I just kind of copy over what's the basic armor for all the plates, which is this kind of thin overlapping, fully concealed armor. And then I'm changing the design elements that'll be custom, which is the shoulder pads, elbow pads, knee pads, helmet, and scaling type. So we've already got the helmet and the shoulder pads. Now here I'm doing the chest piece. It's also going to have kind of 2 mirroring spikes on either end. And then the rest of it's just kind of copied over. And then for this center ab pad, or whatever you would call this piece, I'm just kind of straight up copying that design theme that I wanted to carry over, which is this V-shape contouring line in. And you'll notice that some of these armor elements are consistent between all the different types. So these over the top thigh armor pads, those are the same for all shard plates. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can just kind of copy that over. It makes it a lot easier. Here I'm just kind of freehanding it with that template that I made earlier. And then going from there, I'm going to do the gauntlets. Sets of 5 points, sets of 4 points, or 2. Those are like the numbers that I'm going with. And then for the gauntlet, it's going to be the 4, but they're going to wrap around in a cylinder shape. So hopefully those notches will give me enough maneuverability with my arm to bend up and down without, kind of stabbing myself, but still keeping that design element. And then for the shin pads with the 4 points, it just really didn't, in my head, visually make sense. So I just went with the 2. I think it'd be easier for bending and not poking myself in the leg. And then the rest of it's just kind of copied over standard from all the shard plates. And we're left with this design. So this is what I'm going to try to go with for this series, is making this image a reality. This is going to be quite the challenge.
So now how am I going to build this? What am I going to start with? I don't know. I'm not an expert, like I said, so I'm going to have to just kind of figure this out. You get to come along and watch me figure it out. But my thought is to make it in kind of segments. So like gauntlet is one segment that then connects to the shoulder and upper arm segment, which connects to the chest segment, which connects to the other arm and the helmet and so on. This will probably be built out of EVA foam. Most of this costume, I've got all kinds of EVA foam. 10 millimeter thick high density foam that you can pick up, now these days at your local craft store. That was at Hobby Lobby, I think. As well as, some other more ambitious sheets, which come from cosplayshop.eu, I think. We're just gonna make it up because all the different types of shard plates that are in the one reference image, they all have different things to it. So let's figure it out.
And if you want to follow along and see me bumble my way through this new cosplaying adventure, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and see when I post all these videos. There's not really gonna be like a hard schedule. It'll just kind of be as I can get stuff done. But yeah, Ferret out.